Hello, hello Instagram TV and Facebook, wherever this may end up. So I just got back from my doctor appointment today, and I guess I kind of decided that I was gonna go ahead and share my hormone journey with y'all. So I thought you might be interested in the results that I got from my appointment today. So in no particular order, because one thing that I've learned over the years when going to the doctor is that you've got to take notes, because you'll forget what you learned as soon as you leave the office. And this is even from someone who's trained in women's health and hormones and, I don't know, medical stuff. I am a doctor of physical therapy. I'm not a physician, but I feel like I have a baseline of knowledge. But even so, it's hard to retain it all. So bring a notepad and paper, or a notepad and pen, and write notes down as the doctor's talking. Now, for me, I have a double layer of difficulty as I live in Germany and I actually see German medical providers. So there's often a bit of a language barrier going on. My German is not so good, and their English is usually okay. And in this case today, it was actually hysterical, because a lot of the office staff, the ones who were doing my blood draws and my, some of my other things, they didn't speak any English, and there was definitely some difficulties, but luckily my doc was pretty good. So we had a great appointment. She was she's definitely has an integrative approach, which is fantastic and just so highly recommended. If you can find a doctor with an integrative, more functional medicine approach who isn't just gonna, reach for a prescription right away, gosh, that's the best. And someone who's really open to looking at a variety of panels and tests. Now, of course, every test is expensive, so cha-ching, it's gonna add up. And honestly, I don't know how much of this my insurance is going to reimburse. I know I'm gonna have to pay some out-of-pocket money for this, and it's a bummer, but I have to have these questions answered. And so I will tell you what tests I'm getting done, or have, they're in the process of being sent to the lab, and also what she found. So she did, she asked me some great questions. She did an examination, internal exam. And she also did an ultrasound, a vaginal ultrasound. And she discovered, I thought the most interesting part was the ultrasound. She discovered that, so right now, real quick backtrack, I'm on day 21 of my cycle. So my period was 21 days ago, the bleeding happened, and then I stopped. And then, I'm going through my cycle, and I'm on day 21 since my period. And by now, I should have definitely ovulated. And in fact, I thought I already had ovulated, because I've had some cramping and stuff like that. I thought I'd ovulated. Anyway, I haven't. And the whole reason I went to her, this doctor, is that besides a lot of PMS and mood issues, my cycles are getting longer and longer and longer. Now, that doesn't mean the bleeding. What it means is the length between bleeds is getting longer. Like my last one was 52 days. 52 days. That is way too long. So she discovered on this ultrasound that although luckily I don't have any fibroids or anything like that going on in my uterus, she did find that my follicles are not rupturing. So essentially I'm never ovulating. I said, is this happening regularly, do you think? And she said, it looks like it. On my left side, she saw, a big follicle that hasn't ruptured yet, and thus I haven't ovulated this month. And she said, that's why my cycles are so long. It may actually never rupture at all. We don't really know. So that's interesting. I have some kind of dysfunction going on there. My right ovary, she could not view at all. Like she just couldn't, it was not findable on the ultrasound. So that was interesting, partially because I have a lot of right-sided body issues that go on in myself. So I thought that was kind of fascinating that she just couldn't find it. She also found that my intestines were viewable on this ultrasound as well, and there was a lot of stools and air and just buildup in the intestines. And she said there's a lot of just the nerves. She said the nerves looked like things weren't working properly in this area. And so that's really fascinating, because I've had a lifetime of digestive distress, a lifetime of dealing with and managing constipation. I mean, I've been doing great, I thought. But honestly, with a lifetime of this behind you, it's gonna be harder to have things completely smooth and perfect and cleared out. I probably have years of toxins, who knows? But she said there's some problems going on in your intestines still. So that was really interesting. She also found that my uterus was really high, which I was like, good, no prolapse, everything is good there. And she's like, well, yeah, but it's really immobile, like it's really stiff. It's not very mobile. It should have some mobility to it. And she said that mine, at least at this time, right now today, is very stiff and rigid and in place. Now, I don't know what that's all about, but I thought that was interesting. She said that because of this whole follicular dysfunction thing that's happening and my symptoms that mostly mood related, she said she prescribed me some progesterone cream that's 100% natural, made from plants, wild yam. And she said that that is going to be potentially helpful for me to help the bleed come faster. So, you know, if that should help my cycle be shorter, not 52 days again, which has been happening. They've been getting longer and longer. So that is something she prescribed to me. I have not yet filled the prescription, but I probably will. I do have an essential oil blend that I have been playing with, and I'm going to start applying it more regularly now. This has 10 drops of clary sage, which is great for hormone balance, 10 drops of thyme, which has actually been shown to help with progesterone balance, thyme specifically. So, and then 10 drops of ylang ylang, which is also good for hormone balance. So this is one of Dr. Maritza Snyder's blends. I know you can't read that right there, but it's the progesterone boosting blend that I learned in her recent essential oil and hormone summit. So I'm gonna be actually doing this like a lot more often, probably at least 4 to 5 times throughout the day. I'm gonna put it on my low belly, on my ankles, both inner and outer ankles, and I'm gonna put it on my inner thighs as well. So just kind of this whole area, I'm going to be using this progesterone boosting essential oil blend, and I will probably fill the prescription for the progesterone cream as well. So the other thing that she gave me is she did blood tests for the sex hormones, blood tests for nutrient deficiencies. So she's looking at vitamin D and the B vitamins. She also did a thyroid, full broad spectrum thyroid panel. So looking for Hashimoto's, so the thyroid antibodies, as well as all the thyroid markers that you want to look for in thyroid panels. And because of my gut issues that she found, she ordered me a stool test. Yay! So I get to do this stool test that'll be testing for parasites and like who even knows what. So that's happening too. So I have not sent out for the stool test. The blood was drawn. So I'm very happy with this. I feel like I got some really good information based on the ultrasound. Waiting to hear back. It'll be at least 3 to 4 weeks to hear back on the blood tests, and then also of course the stool test, which I have yet to do. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep you all updated here on social media. I know it's really weird to put all of this publicly out there, but I figure if it helps somebody else who might be going through similar issues, it's worth it. I've always been one to be kind of an open book about my own issues, so I'm hoping that it helps you. Anyway, that's all for now, and stay tuned, there's more coming. All right, bye. Okay, I wanted to show you guys, well, first of all, hi, I'm Bree, and I want to show you how I'm making two of my hormone balancing blends. So first of all, one hormone balancing blend, this is a progesterone boosting blend that I'm applying to myself about 4 to 5 times per day. So this blend includes 10 drops of clary sage, 10 drops of thyme, and 10 drops of ylang ylang. And then it's topped off with fractionated coconut oil. So this is one that I'm applying just specifically for kind of that progesterone support. Then the next blend that I'm gonna show you that I'm also doing, but not 4 to 5 times a day. This next blend I'm gonna show you is really just kind of a morning and evening blend. This one I'm using throughout the entire month, and I wanna show you this specifically because it's a way to magically stretch 1 bottle of essential oil into 2. And I'm gonna add a little something to make it smell even better. So this blend is called Clary Calm. It is doTERRA's monthly blend for women, and I am actually using this throughout the month. It has Vitex extract in it. Vitex is an herb that has been used forever to help support women throughout their entire menstrual cycle. So in addition to Vitex, it also has clary sage and a bunch of other really amazing essential oils. But it's a pure blend, so it's really, really strong, and it actually can be diluted. So it stretches, it's, budget friendly to dilute it, and it also, diluting helps it actually absorb into your skin and not just flash and evaporate right off. So this really makes more sense to dilute it into a couple of different bottles. So this right here is an old bottle. This is empty right now. There's no more oil in here. It's empty, but it's the same label because I used it up. So what I'm gonna do is take this brand new full bottle, I just took the top off, and I'm gonna pour half of it into this old bottle that's used up. So I'm gonna have to kind of estimate here, and a little bit more. Oops, a little bit leaked out. This is not a perfect science, and honestly, if you have a pipette, that's even better. But I'm just pouring. So I'm looking right now, and this is half and half. So now I have 2 bottles that are half full of the essential oil. Now, I've actually grown to like the scent of Clary Calm, but I didn't like it at first. And I learned recently this trick about adding Whisper, which is another women's blend, so a blend for women of essential oils, and I think it smells amazing. It has patchouli, bergamot, sandalwood, rose, jasmine, vanilla, all of these amazing scents. So this can actually really enhance the scent of Clary Calm, which we just split into the 2 rollerball bottles. So I'm gonna put about 5 drops into each of these diluted bottles that are going to be diluted. And then what I'm gonna do after I put in the 5 drops into each bottle of Whisper, so it's a Clary Calm and Whisper blend, then I'm just gonna top both of the bottles off with fractionated coconut oil. That might have been 4 or 5. You shouldn't talk and, and do this at the same time. So this is just fractionated coconut oil, filling up to the top with my fractionated coconut oil. And then I'll finish this process after I end the video, but I'm just topping them both off and then adding the rollerball tops and the lid, and we're good to go. So I have 2 bottles for the price of 1. And again, this Clary Calm blend with the Whisper is gonna be my morning, after my shower, and also evening blend. But then about 4 to 5 times per day, I'm actually gonna be rolling this onto my inner and outer ankles, my inner thighs, and my abdomen. And this was my progesterone boosting blend, which is something I actually need. And that is clary sage, thyme, and ylang ylang, 10 drops of each. So this is my little hormone helpers right here. In addition to the dry brushing that I do, I'm telling you guys, I'm going all in. I am gonna beat this hormone issue that I'm having right now naturally, and I'm really excited to have you along for the ride. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.